The superstars of Fan Control Football Season 2.0 are not only the who's who of celebrity team owners and influencers, not the 21 million live views of our Emmy-nominated broadcast. Across Twitch, DAZN, Fubo, NBCLX, Peacock. Or our highlights that scored over 100 million views. And we can't forget best-in-class sponsors. But the biggest star of Season 2 is our play calling app that allow fans to control the action on the field. Fans pick a team, pick a play, 4 run plays, 4 pass plays to choose from. The play with the most votes is called in real time.
We got it.
This is where video games and live action come to life. And now, Fan Control Sports and Entertainment brings you Fan Controlled Hoops, where fans call the shots. Coming 2023, the future of sports is here, and it's Fan Control. Power to the fans.
Are you ready for it?
Yeah! Welcome to Single Dads Gone Bad. Although we have fewer single dads than we had earlier. I'm your host, Jeff Cannata, spelled 2 N's and 1 T, and I am joined by some of my favorite people on the planet. It's Patrick Dees and Leighton Batiste. What is up, fellas?
What's up? Man, it's wild. I talk about this every episode, but I always forget why we were named what we were named to the previous episode. And then this past week, we actually had some folks who tuned into our episode called Vegan Nightmare because of the name. Right? Like, we're very confused when they turned on and we were talking about, like, best smells in sports, and they're like very confused, which is just a wild scenario to me. So, anyway, good to see you guys.
The vegan community rallying behind. Finally, someone is making content for us. Let's all tune in.
That understand our plight day to day. Oh, I can't go to an Arby's and order jack shit.
The good news is single dads won't have the energy to be upset.
No, I can't. They're just
like, let me put on something to fall asleep to. That's okay. All right. Our friend Josh Macuga not with us this week. He's off. We wish him the best. Yep. We're holding down the fort. Single Dad's Gone Bad this week. Remember, you can name the show. You get to decide what we're called. These wacky titles are not our creation, not our idea. You did it. Don't blame us. And you can do it again this week by hanging out in the live chat on Twitch. I see folks there already. I see Freddie Airmail. I see you, Jigman. I see you, Woody the Duck. You can suggest titles for the show, what we will be called next week. And then we'll put up a poll at the end of the episode, and you will get to vote. Whatever you vote is what we're called. So that's how that happens.
Freddie Airmail in the chat. I named this episode, and I don't even remember where it came from. So I'm glad I'm not alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Freddie Airmail has so many ideas that he can't keep track of all.
Of course.
He can't keep track. How's everybody doing? How are you, Leighton? How's your week?
It was good, man. I just realized that I'm neither single nor a dad, so I didn't even know how this show really fits in.
You've gone bad. Let's be honest.
Yeah, clearly. And I believe you're the baby in the graphic. Is that correct? Which we noticed right before we went on.
I'm Josh's son on the graphics.
I can see the resemblance. A
little bit, you know.
Well, I want to tell you guys a quick or maybe not so quick story that might dovetail into a second story. Something that happened to me this week. I sent Patrick the visual on this. I need to start out by saying I am a city slicker.
Correct.
I am a big city boy. I am not a country boy by any stretch of the imagination. I don't belong here in Colorado. I don't know. I got a computer and I'm in a room. Out there is the great big wild outdoors. I don't understand it.
You do look great in a puffy jacket, Jeff. I'm not going to lie.
And a vest with pockets on it.
Yeah, yes,
I can rock that.
You're so Denver.
I like going to the nature. I enjoy looking at the nature, strolling through the nature, and then retiring back to my computer.
Correct.
But sometimes here in Colorado, the nature comes to you in a way that you're not expecting, and it's new for me. I want to tell you guys about something that happened this week because, I lived in Los Angeles for 20 years. Before that, I was in the San Francisco Bay Area. I I am the kind of person that they would get a rope if it was a paste picante sauce ad, right?
Get a rope.
Yeah, that's an old reference that only Patrick gets.
And stuff's made in New York City.
New York City.
New York City.
My wife and I were going for a walk as two, young lovers like to. My wife and I let's go on a stroll. And we walked out into the front yard.
Get some air.
Yeah. Yeah,
good
just
for the
enjoy
lungs.
the out of doors.
Yes.
And on our front lawn was the largest bird I have ever seen in my life. It was a falcon or a hawk. I don't know birds. It looked powerful. I'll just put it that way.
Dog, it was a pterodactyl. It was gigantic.
It was taller than my 5-year-old. I'll put it that way.
Massive.
It is
almost left with one of your kids, right? Like it was like this close,
yeah. It was I and my 5-year-old. It was like I could eat her.
Yeah.
And it's sitting there on my front lawn, enormous, like majestic. I mean, it was. I don't know. I was told that it might have been a golden hawk, which I didn't even know that was the thing. I thought that was a superhero comic book.
It's yeah.
But I thought it was a falcon because it looks like a falcon. And it was sitting there on top of a rabbit that it had murdered.
Oh.
Very proudly.
Dead rabbit carcass. There are a lot of rabbits in my neighborhood. I see them all the time. They're adorable.
Same. Everywhere.
My daughter loves to look out the window in the morning and spot the bunnies because there's bunnies everywhere. Love it. My understanding is they multiply like rabbits.
Mm-hmm.
So you see them quite frequently. Anyway, this one was dead. And immediately didn't know what to do exactly. My wife said, don't go near the falcon. And I said, did it seem like I was going to go near the falcon?
Great advice. Thank you.
Like there's this web in which Aaron's like holding you back. Yeah. Jeffrey, no, don't. It's already dead.
Was I running to embrace the falcon?
Yeah.
Was that
save the bunny?
So we take a couple of steps. The falcon sees us, starts to fly away with the bunny in its massive talons. The bunny falls, but it continues leaving. It goes into a tree, dwarfing the tree. It is an enormous. It makes the tree look
Jeff.
Makes the tree look like a shrub.
Dwarfs the tree. That's true. It's more falcon than tree at this point, right? Like it's just
It's like
okay.
It's like trunk, falcon, leaves. Okay. So anyway, so we're like, okay, we're gonna go on our walk. We come back. Hopefully, the falcon will retrieve its delicious meal and skedaddle. We won't have to deal with this anymore. But that was wild. What an amazing thing that we witnessed. So we go on our little walk around the block, around the neighborhood. Come back, falcon, nowhere to be seen. Rabbit corpse still on the lawn. So my wife, who is, very progressive, very much a feminist, turns to me and goes, that's man work. You are going to clean up that rabbit carcass before the children get here, and I am going to leave and not witness any of it because you're the man, and so cleaning up animal carcasses is your job. So friends, I was tasked with retrieving the rabbit carcass from the front yard. So what I did, I thought it was pretty brilliant of me. I got a cardboard box.
Okay.
I lined that box with a very sturdy, heavy-duty plastic garbage bag.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, I don't want to be holding the bag open and trying to scoop the carcass into the bag. I put it in the box so it already has a form. So just dump it into the box, close up the bag, done and done. I thought, brilliant of me. So I get a shovel. I get my gloves and my hazmat suit. No, not a hazmat suit. I get my shovel and my gloves. I go over and
you built a tunnel from the front of the house. It's like that scene in E.T. where they have this whole tunnel, this giant hazmat. Get the bunny.
I got the guy with the two lights on.
Yeah.
Diverting traffic, I walk over and I look down at the bunny carcass And let me tell you, friends, the falcon does not use all of the animal.
No.
They are not using all of the whale. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Yeah.
The falcon only cared about one thing. And friends, let me reveal to you that a falcon loves to eat rabbit faces.
Figured. Okay.
It only ate the face of the bunny. That was the only thing it ate. Perfectly good. Hey, listen, I've eaten rabbit.
Yeah, of course.
The part you want is the haunches.
Well,
You want the meaty, delicious haunches.
It's a Denver delicacy, rabbit face.
Yeah,
I guess. All it ate was the face. So I'm staring at a perfectly good rabbit with like a bloody skull on it. Not a pleasant experience. But I scoop it up with my shovel, put it in the bag, holding my breath the whole time. Close up the plastic bag. And there's another part of the story that I need to reveal, which is this happened on a Monday.
Okay.
Monday is garbage retrieval day in my neighborhood.
Oh no! Oh, so they'd already been.
They'd been maybe an hour before.
Yeah. So that's okay. I know where this is going.
So I have the longest period possible for a rabbit carcass to be in my trash can in the height of summer in my garage. I mean, it's in a plastic bag, and I tried to seal the plastic bag, but there is a rotting, hot faceless rabbit carcass in my garage for a week. It's not going to be until next Monday.
Sweet. So, what's the state of the garage? Like, can you go in there and breathe? Like, is it affecting the garage yet?
It definitely has a certain musk to it.
Put it outside. Put the trash can outside.
I guess.
Mine is on the side of the house. No.
Yeah,
ours is outside. Oh, yeah. No, it's just.
Okay. So I told you that story to tell you this one.
Oh my God. Fantastic. Fantastic.
So here's what I thought. I thought that was going to be the highlight of my week. Animals and wildlife.
And in my head canon, this is all a giant commercial for the rabbit disposal system you too can buy for $19.95. Go to jeffcannata.com. That's 2N1T. Anyway.
You might think it just looks like a plastic bag on a box.
Yeah. You'd be wrong. Good sir.
It's only $49.95 for the all-in-one rabbit disposal service.
Can I be in the commercial? I'm the guy with the sticks this time.
All right, so last night I am playing Diablo 4 in the comfort of my office, which is where I'm sitting right now.
Sure.
This is in the basement of my home.
Yeah.
That direction is a window that I'm in the basement, but we have a walkout basement, so it's not completely subterranean, right? There's a window right there in my basement office that leads out to the street, but it's kind of like halfway up, right? Mm-hmm. And they have one of those things that I'd never experienced before I lived here in Denver, which is, I guess they call it a window well.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I'm playing Diablo 4, and I'm literally finishing the campaign. Have you finished the campaign yet, Patrick?
I just got the horse, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. So you just
80% of the way through almost.
Act 4 is where you get.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, I will not reveal what happens at the end of the campaign, but suffice it to say there are a lot of cutscenes.
A lot of blood, probably.
A lot of cutscenes have a lot of very disturbing imagery in them.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I'm sitting there playing Diablo 4, and I hear what I can only describe as a goddamn terrifying noise coming from my window. It's like a... And at first I think this is amazing spatial audio in the Diablo 4. This is just incredible spatial
blowing your
audio.
mind.
Yeah. I mean, this is why you pay the big bucks for these video games, because it's immersive. It's immersive.
Yeah.
But then I soon realized, no, that's a terrifying sound coming from the window of my basement office. And this is like 10:30 at night. Dark outside.
Sure.
A little scary. So I get up and I go to the window and I open the blinds and I look out and I see nothing. And I hear nothing. The sound has stopped. And I'm like, that is weird. Go back, play a little more. It starts again. And I can only, it sounded to me like some winged creature was scratching at, or like hit the window or was scratching at the window trying to get in. And it's freaking me out. So I go back to the window. Again, I open the shades, look it out. Nothing. Super weird. And the sound stopped. And I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, is the wind making the branches of a tree like scrape against the window?
Sure.
Like, but no, there's no wind out. It's not windy enough for that to be happening. I'm like, am I going
the trees
crazy?
are tiny.
What's happening? Go back. Third time. Finally, I'm like, I'm definitely hearing something. I get my flashlight. I'm looking all around. I finally look down, which I hadn't done, into the window well thing. And there is a baby rabbit, a bunny, a little baby bunny stuck in the window well. It can't, it's too high for it to leap out. So it's been leaping against the wall and scraping, and then landing. And every time I go to the window, it's like terrified and stays tucked in the corner and I didn't see it. So now I'm like, well, I got to save this bunny, right?
Have to.
I let one die in my front yard. I got to save this one.
Correct.
Right? I have a
wheel of life.
To this
I mean, 1,000%. That's like Denver code. They make you sign that when you move in, right?
So I immediately run up to my wife and I say, you got to help me with something. There's a bunny stuck in the thing. Let's go save it. So 10:45 at night, we go out. She's on flashlight duty. Again, gloves, shovel. I think what'll I do is I'll just like scoop it up on the shovel and scoop it out. Now, I will ask you to recall, I am not an outdoorsman. I am not an animal person.
No, not a big hunter.
I don't fuck with critters. You know what I'm saying? So
fucking with critters is not if that's not a show name. What are we doing this for?
So, I try to get the little thing on we don't want to hurt it. We're trying to save it. I try to get it. I try to scoop him with the shovel. He's freaked out. He's hopping everywhere, bouncing around. He can't get out, but he won't get on the shovel. So I go inside. I'm like, hey, I've watched cartoons. These motherfuckers love carrots. I get a baby carrot.
Yep.
Put it on the end of the shovel. Put it down. Not having it in the carrot. No. Could not care less about the carrot.
Yeah.
Looney Tunes
It's fight or flight mode.
Exactly.
No time with
Leighton. Looney Tunes is a liar.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what am I going to do? My wife says, call your brother-in-law. Now, my sister lives in the country in Humboldt County on basically a farm. She's married the exact opposite of me. He is a farm. He is the manliest man.
He's a lumberjack.
Yes. He literally he built their house. He deals with animals all the time. He's like grew up on a farm. He's like delivering a calf right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's like, why'd you call your brother-in-law? And I'm like, how dare you?
Yeah. It's one tiny little bunny.
Yeah. What
I just looked death in the face with this faceless rabbit. Like, at least come on.
You.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. I feel you.
Like, call your brother-in-law. He'll tell you what to do. I'm like, what are you gonna communicate to me over the phone? Like,
I know.
He's gonna say, grab the bunny, you idiot.
You're FaceTiming. Okay, so the bunny's down in here. The bunny, can you see the bunny? It's adorable. What's that? No, I tried the carrot. I tried the carrot. Yeah. What are you gonna do? That's ridiculous.
No, like magical bit of information he's gonna convey to me. He's gonna be like, bunny.
You go to the the old bunny playbook,
Like, I'm not gonna be an idiot. It's just gonna embarrass me, right?
Yeah.
So we try a couple more times with the shovel, and I just get fed up, and I'm like, all right, give me the gloves. I'm just gonna grab the bunny. I step into the wheel well. I don't like it. I feel like, dude, I don't know. I would love to know what you guys, your level of comfortability. Would you be like grabbing I feel like that thing would bite me and give me rabies.
No, I'll go get some tongs.
Tongs?
Yeah, I get tongs.
Don't you feel like you would have hurt the bunny with tongs?
At some point, we just got to get the bunny out of there, right? But I'm not gonna.
But I don't want to hurt the bunny. I had the shovel.
I think the shovel's a good go-to.
I feel like I'm gonna end up killing the bunny with the shovel.
The shovel's got a good distance too, in case it's like a rabbit or something. You're like a little like a ways away. You got some leverage. I think it's a strong go-to. I think
they're
good
kind of sharp, aren't they?
There's like a pointed at the end.
But I didn't have to get on it.
I got the pointed one.
Y'all seen the movie Holes, right? Where they like try to climb up the mountain and then Zero's hands get cut grabbing the shovel? No, not at all.
That
sounds terrifying.
I've seen a shovel cut a zombie's head off before.
Yeah, several times.
Yeah,
well, that still proves the point. It's kind of a sharp.
It's a sharp thing. Exactly. I don't want to hurt the bunny. And my wife is being of no help. She has one job, and it is to hold the flashlight steady.
Right.
And she's like,
can't do that.
Freaking out because she thinks I'm gonna scoop the bunny and then flip the bunny right at her. And she's like, the light's everywhere.
Good catch, babe. Good catch.
The light's going everywhere. So I'm like, just hold the light steady. So finally, I'm like, okay, I just gotta man up and do this. I step into the window well, the gloves on, and I reach down and I grab the bunny. And I take it out.
Nice.
So the moral of the story is I'm a hero.
Of course.
Oh, I thought the top was going to come.
And you too can buy my new rabbit gloves for only $19.95. And Jeff get 2 ends, 1 team. Yeah.
I am a hero. Okay, so addendum to the story.
I can't wait.
I am now euphoric. I feel like I have ascended. I have become one with Colorado.
You beat Diablo 4. You saved a bunny.
You're a real American.
Like in one night. Come on, Jeff. Pop some champagne. Let's go.
I don't know when the parade is being announced, but I assume very shortly.
Yes. Yeah. I'll sit at the front of the float. Okay. Got it.
Listen. Sometimes some people are born great. Others have greatness thrust upon them.
Yeah.
So. We go back into the house.
I can't wait.
We walk back into the house, and as we're approaching the door, I hear crying from inside my house.
Oh no!
I'm like, oh, does that sound like one of our kids? Walk in, top of the stairs. There's a stairway right at the entrance of the house. Top of the stairs, my son bawling his eyes out at the top of the stairs. Now, trust me when I say to you, my son is a very sound sleeper and never wakes. When he goes down, you could like turn lights on.
Yeah.
The one time in the history of his 6.5 years on this planet that my wife and I both leave the house at the same time.
Oh,
without a babysitter present.
Sure.
He somehow wakes up and we're not there.
No.
He's bawling his eyes out. I was like, literally, we're outside for 10 minutes tops.
Yeah, how?
Okay, so he's freaking out. He's like, Daddy, there's a weird noise in my room. I'm like, what is this? What's going on with this night? I'm like, we console him. I'm like, I gotta defeat Lilith. I'm sorry, honey.
You have to. I've got to beat Diablo. She's not gonna beat herself, Jack.
TikTok.
No, I know. Yeah.
So I'm like, I'll go downstairs. My phone rings. My wife is like, hey, I know we thought he was just, had nightmare or something, but I walked in the room and there really is a weird sound up here.
Oh my God.
I'm like, what else could happen this night? So I go back upstairs, pause, town portal.
Yeah, no. It's still going. Like, you can't really technically pause it. Right. You see all these other people running around.
Town portal back to Canada or whatever. Walk upstairs, walk into the room. As I walk into the room, I hear this like, and she's like, that's the sound. Did you hear it? I was like, yeah, I did hear it. Like, that's gotta be a toy. And we're standing there in dead silence. My son like cowering in the corner. It's like, like, what is that? Where is it coming from? And I'm like, we're using bat-like echolocation at this point.
Sure.
Like, hey, listen for it. Okay,
it's over here. Yeah.
In his closet, in the back of his closet, is one of those. I'm sure you have many of these from raising a child. A goddamn like book that has the sound effects that go with it with the like 50 buttons.
Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
He's got a Mickey Mouse one that like it was like Mickey Mouse casting a magic spell. And there was something resting on it, like making the sound happen over and over again, which either was happening all day long or he moved. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know how it could have just started happening.
Sure.
But, we found that. I picked that book up. I threw it in the goddamn garbage.
Lit it on fire. Yeah. He's
yeah.
like, nope. Fuck out of here.
Right next to the corpse. Of the rabbit.
Yeah. It's just like, you deal with the smell, book.
So that was my no good, very bad, terrible day.
Amazing. I actually thought for sure where this was going was that the bunny was trapped and you were trying to help the bunny and you sacrificed the bunny to the falcon god that rules your house.
Just held it aloft.
It's a sacrifice.
What happened was going to be like, I finally mustered the courage to do it. I'm like, bunny, you're free. And then Falcon swoops down and just
that's what I was hoping for.
Or when you got back inside, he's awake, he's bawling his eyes out. He just saw the bunny that ran off get murdered, right? And you thought you were getting the parade and just bounced off. Freddie Airmail in the chat saying Josh is off planning that parade. It's the only reasonable explanation here, which I think is about right.
Fair point. Anyway, that was my story. It was quite a day. Let me tell you, friends, it was quite a day. But I do feel like I saved
Tuesday in Denver.
We saved so many lives. My son's sanity,
That's incredible. I can't believe you're just letting that thing rot in your garage at the moment.
It's there. What am I going to do? What else can I do? I don't know what
dude,
we had to do.
Can you call it animal control? We had to do that. So when I was growing up, we had we got 2 puppies at the same time, and we named one Ranger and one Vader. And Vader was all black. It was awesome. It was a black lab, and they were like, they were puppy brothers. And I don't know, 2 days later, Vader ran away. Never saw that dog again. So we had Ranger several weeks, maybe a month. And it was in the winter. It was it never gets that cold in Tucson, but it gets cold enough that you're not as outside as much. Anyway. So a month later, a month and a half later, my little brother saw a mass floating underneath the pool cover.
Oh no!
So it was Vader who would but he was like a quarter of the whole pool. The corpse had just taken on so much water.
Oh no!
I do. It was very good. And so we all same thing. My dad, not an outdoorsman. He was. Is a drama. He's a choir nerd, a vocal ensemble guy. Not that I would be prepared to do this anyway. This is not a knock on my dad, but my dad certainly was ill-equipped to fish a dog corpse out of his own pool.
Yeah.
And so for fear of
a song of consolation about it.
Well, down in Tucson, Arizona. So I also, and in retrospect, when you're talking to your parents and you hear stories and you understand a little bit more as an adult why they did the things they did. I think it was a little bit of called animal control. So he was they were clear that we had no part in this animal's death kind of thing. Cause you hear about. And anyway, so I don't know. Maybe that's a solution in the sense that you call animal control but I don't know. It's a little one faceless little rabbit. I don't know.
My wife suggested that, but then we both kind of figured it's kind of beneath them. They're going to be there's a bunny rabbit stuck in our thing. They're going to be yeah, same advice your brother-in-law would have given you.
No, the dead one for disposal.
Oh, that one. Yeah,
I don't think they should have called for that bunny. No,
the disposal one. Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
you got it. And I don't think any call is beneath those. You imagine the calls they must get?
Yeah, I'm sure it's.
I mean, they're you're the hero. You picked this up by yourself. You moved this. You created this box with the tarp. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. They probably.
And then my wife goes because the one that was in the window well was clearly a baby. It was very small, and she was my wife turns to me and she goes, what if that one was the child of the one that the Falcon killed?
Yeah, of course.
Well,
it definitely was.
Thanks for that. Definitely was.
It was trying to commit suicide because mom left. Just fell into a window well. I can't even do this right.
It didn't have anyone to tell it not to go into the window.
That's right. That's right. So, slow FCSE news week is the point.
Anyway. That was the story I told.
Incredible.
For many parts of the show. All right. What else is going on? I'm told that we have a really interesting video that Jim had.
One of my favorite across the internet this past week.
Let's take a look. Jim, do you have that queued up?
This is the hobby horse competition. If you guys have not seen this, I've now watched this about 10 times.
Is this the one on sticks?
Correct.
Oh,
Correct.
Man.
It's pretty legendary.
Oh, you got to log in. Just show us your password.
Yeah, it's okay.
It is, like when you start a sports league, you get your whole friends and family network send you every video of every random sport. You remember the combat juggling video?
Oh, love that
Yeah,
one.
loved it. You know how many times I got that sent to me?
I think maybe I may have sent that one to you as one of the people.
You always beat the punch and have more discerning taste. I get every random sport video online. Somebody's like, "Have you seen this? You guys should do something like this." Like, there's a lot knives and juggling.
Yeah, I like that. We talked about the car fighting, the car judo or whatever it's called, which is very, very entertaining. There was like the underwater rocket league, which was pretty wild.
There's jetpack racing now.
Oh yeah. You guys posted that on the fan-controlled social sites, right? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Hobby
This
horse.
is incredible.
Ooh, prancing. Dressage.
No, look at this saunter.
I could do that even.
Are they? Look at how many people showed up to watch.
So many people, and there's I think there's a shot of the judges too. Like there's like, I don't even know what goes into good form for this, but it's incredible.
There's enough interest that they rented out an entire.
And it looks like they're
location
sponsors.
Yeah.
Yes. Is this wild? Stop and go. Great form. Great form. The control, Jeff. The control.
I'm actually interested in who sponsors.
Here and go! Hobby horse jump.
Sick.
For audio listeners at home, it doesn't entirely translate, but we're watching a video of, the sticks with the horse head on them that children have in cartoons. I've never seen one in real life. Like I feel like I've seen them on Looney Tunes.
They were toys in the 1930s.
Yeah, I mean, and it's just this whole cottage industry of people like doing this profession. I'm very baffled.
Well, the thing that's so baffling about it is there doesn't seem to be a separation in skill between anybody and those people.
Yeah, that's a good point. The combat jugglers, those guys knew their shit.
Oh yeah,
I could compete in hobby horses tomorrow. I think jump backs.
I already know what he's going to do.
I don't.
To be honest, I expected to see something that I could not do.
No. I don't know. I do have very, as discussed on the show frequently, I'm awkward and very gangly, so maybe it wouldn't be as seamless as I think it would be to run with a stick between my legs, but it doesn't seem very hard.
The jumping was impressive, I guess, but the prancing, the dressage,
they take it very seriously.
They do, and the level of interest is also very impressive.
Wild to me.
All right, should we do some Discord questions?
Yeah, we do. We've got some Discord questions, and then also for folks hanging out with us live, I'd love to take some live questions, comments, concerns, update requests, those types of things. We're here.
Freddie Ariel says that I should put the rabbit carcass on a stick and try that. Just combine both stories.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty dark.
Underwater Rocket League where the ball is Vader.
R.I.P. Vader.
R.I.P. is knocking it out of the park.
It is on fire.
As usual.
So we'll get to this. I think Jess, Ruthless Cutie in the Discord asked some questions, and we can surface them here. And solicited questions, we can read some of these, and then hopefully, knock on wood, we've got something really big to talk about next week. Worst case, it's in 2 weeks, but we're planning the rollout now about something we can talk about and get very deep in the weeds. So we're not just talking about rabbit excavation. I'll show.
I mean, it does feel a little bit like my amazing story is not getting the respect it deserves. But yes, we do have honestly, big fan-controlled news.
I was riveted.
Thank you. I mean, come for the fan-controlled news. Stay for Jeff's 40-minute story about dead rabbit.
Faceless rabbit. It was incredible.
Okay, so here's a Discord question from Nerd E. When your home country, probably USA for most of us here, is playing in a sport, do you feel the need to cheer for them and watch, even if it's a sport you normally wouldn't watch or care about?
Oh, I mean, 1,000%. Like, if you haven't been like screaming your guts out at USA curling, what are you doing?
Right.
Like I think that's the joy of the Olympics. It gives you an excuse to be uber patriotic in a very pure way, in a way that, like, I think honestly, I don't want to talk politics, but our country's plagued with a lot of challenges right now. It's still an incredible place to live, and there's that expression of patriotism through the lens of sports is one of my favorite things ever. I'll watch anything USA's gonna be. Archery, hobby horsing. I don't give a shit.
Give a chance to chant USA, USA, and
that's really what it is.
What about?
Do you know anybody that doesn't?
What was that?
So what about you? Do you watch just because it's the national team?
Yeah, I mean, I think the one sport for me right now is UFC fighting. Like, anytime you see a fighter is from the US, I have to root for them, even if I know nothing about them.
Oh, that's interesting. I think that's a little bit different than like a national team that's representing our country. This is literally just a person that's from here.
Yeah, just a person that's just from here. It's like, oh, they're fighting somebody from Indonesia. Oh, okay, yeah, that's go from.
Yeah, that's cool. I don't think I go quite that far. Like, I don't. If it's just a person that's from this country, I guess I'll have more of sympathy for that person or rooting for that person. But yeah, when it's nations coming together to compete, and there's these people that are representing our nation in a competition. I do think that's fun to be able to, like.
Oh, well, then I'm like that for Team USA lacrosse. That's what it is.
Yeah, a sport that I could not care less about most of the time. You know,
but it's kind of beautiful. In a lot of these cases, they've dedicated their lives to perfection of that sport, and they are representing us as a country. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
I agree. It's a cool way to. It's a cool way to have a horse in the race, so to speak. You know, it's a cool way to be like
a hobby horse in the race.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So here's another question from Nerd E. What is the strangest event or sport you've watched fully just because your country was competing? Let's make the Olympics separate from other events, since that's an easy one. What's the strangest event or sport you've watched fully just because your country was competing? Meaning
not disqualifying, like saying, oh, well, the Olympics. Like, we can't drill down and say something specifically inside the Olympics, because I feel like that's...
If I may interpret that second sentence from Nerdy, I think he's saying that not just, hey, I watched the Olympics. I think it's supposed to be like, what specific thing of the Olympics?
I mean, I'm very invested in the curling team. Wait, what was that, Leighton?
Crew.
Okay. Crew, yeah.
Yeah. I've gotten really deep in that before.
What about the chat? I'm curious to see if the chat's done that. I'm curious to see like what people will tune into. Dude, I will watch the like pentathlon, decathlon, like all the ski vent shootings. That's big Denver thing, right? Like the ski shooting.
Yeah. I love that. I love the pairing of two completely unrelated things.
I totally.
First you have to ski, then you have to shoot. Why? You got all the way over here on your skis. Might as well shoot.
Mission impossible.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
These guns aren't going to shoot themselves.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's all Olympics. I mean, I don't know of. I'm trying to think of like a sport that I've watched fully.
Fully is the key word. Like I would like if chess were on and it was like somehow representing like a country, I would hang out for that. But you know, I can't imagine that. I don't tune into random sports. Just like, ooh, let's see what's on.
Yeah, I mean,
it's international darts is on. Germany's playing. You know, it's not a scenario that happens over here frequently.
That would be fun though.
Peanut in the chat saying Nathan's hot dog eating contest is the strangest sport I've ever watched. All riveting every year.
That is a great poll because I have a hard time getting behind eating as a sport personally.
I know. It just makes you want to vomit. It's just but you know, it's like a car crash. I can't tune away. I can't tune out.
There is a show. I may have brought this up before here, but there's a show on Netflix. Name I can't remember, but it's all about weird competitions around the world.
Okay.
And there's one. I think we talked about this maybe. But there's a competition that takes place in, I want to say, Ireland.
Sounds right.
Like a steep ass hill, and who can get to the bottom of the steep ass hill first? I think they roll cheese and then they chase
cheese rolling. Yeah.
And
we are the champions.
Is it called We Are the Champions?
We Are the Champions. Okay. Yeah, that's what it's called.
I know
Amazing
what I'm watching
show
tonight.
This is an amazing show. Let me tell you about this because there's a number of great episodes. One of the great episodes is the people that compete in eating the spiciest peppers. You know, like the peppers that you would want to die, and they're just like chomping it down on them. And how many can they eat in an hour or whatever?
Sure.
And you just watch people in extreme physical discomfort consuming awful things. It's like that. Wow, I can't not watch this. But the steep hill cheese thing is amazing because they focus on this woman whose entire strategy is to just fling herself down the mountain.
Gravity be damned.
She just eats shit and gets down the mountain faster than everybody. But you watch her, like all these people are running and trying really hard to keep up their, you have to move your feet really fast in order not to fall. But she does not care about not falling. She just goes, and then just goes, blum, 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 down this hill. And like, it looks so painful. And she gets up at the end and she's like, you won again. It's your 6th year in a row. And she's like, it's such good watching. Such good watching.
I absolutely know what I'm watching tonight. I was making my way through Drive to Survive, but I'm going to take a little detour there to watch that.
Fall to Survive, barely survive. Yeah.
Woody and the Duck says, I watched Quidditch because my college is in the Super Regionals, and that's not true because that's not a real sport. I've never even seen a Harry Potter, and I know that's utter bullshit.
Are you confusing movies for real life again?
I'm a super muggle. That's my favorite thing, is to talk to people who know about Harry Potter and throw around Harry Potter terms like I have any idea what a Hufflepuff is. I've absorbed random Harry Potterisms through cultural osmosis, and I'll talk about the Sorting Hat, and like, the fuck are you even talking about? I was like, I don't know.
Ruthless Cutie says, don't be a muggle.
I know, see? I am like the definition of a muggle.
Wait, so y'all have never actually seen Quidditch, like real life?
Do they really do Quidditch in real life?
The lamest of houses.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go down the rabbit.
They're running around on the little PVC pipes or whatever they're called. Yeah.
Hobby horses?
I can't. All right, I've got to do some homework. There's like actual Quidditch. I mean, of course there's a Quidditch league. It never even occurred to me.
But here's what doesn't make sense, Leighton. One of my biggest issues with those novels / movies is Quidditch makes no damn sense. It was a sport created by a person that literally has never watched sports. That's my
I believe
conclusion, is that she never in her life experienced a sport because the rules as written make no sense.
Break it down, Jeff. How?
Okay.
What's the
So Quidditch is a sport where you have 2 teams.
Got it.
And they have
on brooms.
They have these big rings, and you're trying to throw a ball, ostensibly a ball, through the rings. There's teams on offense who are trying to throw the balls through the rings, and there's teams on defense who are trying to smack the balls away from the rings. They're riding around on brooms.
Sure.
It's in the air, but it's basically soccer or lacrosse.
It's a hockey, like air hockey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Literal air hockey.
Yeah.
That's all well and good. That makes
good. That makes sense.
We
Yes.
understand that. It's hockey on a giant, you're in magical flying around. Here's the problem. You get 10 points for getting the thing through the hole. There is an entire group of people they call beaters whose entire job is to beat the ball away. They're like goalies, but there's multiple of them.
Yeah, it's sweepers.
They're trying their hardest to prevent you from scoring the 10 points.
Got it.
Goes back and forth. Who could possibly win? Meanwhile, there's this thing called the snitch, which is a golden ball that flies around and tries to hide. And there is one
separate from the other ball.
Really separate. A completely different game is going on. The snitch chasing game.
Okay.
One person on each team, only one, is tasked with catching the snitch. If they catch the snitch, they get 150 points, and the game ends.
It's over?
Catching the snitch is how the game ends. You cannot end the game unless the snitch is caught. In fact, in the lore of Harry Potter, games have gone on for months because no one caught the snitch. The only way to end the game is to catch the snitch.
No. That's terrible.
So the only way to end the game is to get 150 points while the rest of the team is battling over 10 points here and there. So you, in order for the snitch to not be the only determining factor in whether you win or lose, you have to be ahead by more than 15 scores.
Are they frequent?
No, there's people trying to bat the ball away.
God.
You have to be ahead by 15 times. You have to do the thing that the entire team is trying to stop you from doing 15 more times than the other team in order to make anything you're doing matter at all.
This is what's happened to our chat. It's evolved into beaters hit the bludger at the players and the keeper is the one blocking the quaffle. What is happening to our chat? I don't understand a word of that. Anyway, but honestly, Jeffrey, thank you, because like I feel validated. I'm gonna clip that and play that for anybody who ever asks me, have you ever seen Harry Potter? Oh, you've seen Harry Potter. I'm just going to push play. Like, makes no sense. I'm going to play that part for everybody who's ever asked me, because I don't ever think I'm going to watch it.
The fact that book 2 introduces time travel and then literally never touches it again. There's literally a war between bad guys and good guys, and none of the wizards are like, maybe we should use the time travel spell. Anyway. All right. We got the show name. I'm sorry, I've talked a lot this episode.
It's been great.
It's been delightful, and I appreciate the Quidditch breakdown. I'm just never. Speaking of, like, I have to tell you this really quickly before we go. I know we're on the way out. Like, when I said I was going to hold you up as evidence for not watching Harry Potter, I was talking just the other day about the Falcon story, and you sent that to Josh and I put my phone down. This is hours later, and I was telling somebody about the Falcon story. It was incredible, blah, blah, blah. And I heard you talking from my phone. And I was like, motherfucker. I dialed him, and he's just like, Dees. And I hear you talking. It's like, clearly you've got a very distinct voice, and we comment all the time. And I'm like, I feel like such an asshole. And I pick up the phone. I'm like, Jeffrey, I'm so sorry, buddy. I didn't mean it was a butt dial, whatever. And it's one of your podcasts is just playing on my phone out loud. It was your science show, and you were just talking, which I think you should plug more often. But it was just, I was apologizing for butt dialing you the other day. It's just you talking, because I don't. You guys both have friends who have podcasts. Like, I download every one of my friends' podcasts, so they get the numbers, whether I listen to it or not. It's getting the download. I am a download, and so I was just playing some random episode. It's pretty,
I appreciate the download.
Well, at least we could do.
You know what? I'll take a listen anyway. I think whether you're just butts listening or
butts listening.
I don't care.
All right, we got polls up too. Yeah,
the show name poll is up. Titles for the show is an option. Titles for the show. Pterodactyl time with a P in front of time. That's very strong.
That's very good. That's got
time. Very, very, very funny.
Fantastic.
Very good. Rabbit carcass retrieval. Not bad. Jeef the bunny savior.
All right.
Excavator. Very strong.
Excavator's also very strong.
Excavator. So there you go. That's what one of those we will be called next week. So get your votes in the next few minutes here, and we will determine what we will be called. At the currently, Jeef the Bunny Savior is number one votes, winning with the votes. But I like pterodactyl.
I do too. Yeah, honestly.
I was hoping for faceless rabbits.
Faceless rabbit carcass.
I mean, the PETA contingent tunes in next week. All right, let's talk to these guys. They show up. What's wrong with you?
I don't understand. I saved one of them.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh my.
This is fun. I'm going to tell Josh not to come back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I think we all agree about that.
Well, holding this down.
You know, hopefully he's doing great. I think he's playing golf. I think that's what he's doing.
I think that sounds right. That was one of the Discord questions. It was like, which one of the FCS employees would you want as your golf captain? Or something. It was like Jeff or Josh. It's not even right. Josh. He's obsessed. Talks about it all the time. Dude, you should hear Josh in meetings. I think you guys would appreciate this. Like, it's every single way he can tell me he should be playing golf professionally, like for the company. He's like, look, for we should be testing fan control golf. I could go out and test it. Like, I could test the different clubs. I could be out there. On a Tuesday, I could go on a Tuesday. I could test. Dude, I could have a super cut of him, like pitching him playing golf as part of his job over the past several weeks. It's been very good.
I mean,
yeah, that is the right answer.
You're not. If he's not trying,
no,
I know. What does he even do?
I talked about an event in Hawaii the other day, and I was like, first one to throw my hands up, so I'm guilty as charged as well. I'll definitely go to Hawaii.
I will go to the event.
Yes,
I will take the hit.
Happy to. Yeah, I'm furthest west. I'm already halfway there. Let's go.
Leighton, tell me about the speaking of Josh, tell me about the show you guys do, and there's all kinds of FCTV stuff going on, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of content. So we've got Back to Work on Mondays. It's 4:00 Eastern time on Mondays. So look, if you all want to tag us on social or put anything in the Discord, Josh and I were going to talk about it. We try to talk anything sports and entertainment going on, and just answer any questions from our fans. So
love it.
Tune in with us.
Love it. I loved the video. I hope it was you that posted it. I saw on the fan-controlled sports and entertainment socials, the Instagram. By the way, if you're not following the socials of fan-controlled sports and entertainment, get on that because it's great content. I just saw a great video, and you have to explain to me what it was. But it was, I think, a basketball game where the entire crowd was in unison jumping up and down.
Yeah, it was the Red Star team in Russia. So is it Russia or is it? It's a different country.
Is it the Ukraine? Because it felt like they were very patriotic.
Yeah, I think it was. I can't remember. But my friend, he's overseas right now, so he sends it to me. And then the pre-games, it's almost like a European soccer game in there. So
it was the coolest thing ever, dude. It was
what NBA fan base could do this.
They were jumping up and down in unison.
Yeah.
And it cuts to the players, and they're all just like,
all right.
Like, it didn't look like they didn't even care. And I was like, your fans are going bonkers for you right now.
Right. I would have been excited.
Yeah,
so.
it was it's cool. But anyway, great content like that on the socials for you to check out.
Pretty airmail in the chat asking if we're back at 4 Eastern. No, we're still here at 2:30 Pacific, so 5:30 Eastern for the show. Yep.
And we will be back next Thursday. I don't know if Josh is back. I hope he is. I mean, I don't know. Either way, whatever. We'll be here.
Yep.
Something wacky will happen in my yard again, and I'll.
Correct. Cannot wait.
Worry. Get the update.
What are we named?
We got the last few seconds here. It looks like it's going to be Jeff the Bunny Savior, which not bad.
I'd wear it on a shirt.
I'm a little sad about pterodactyl time.
Yeah, me too.
Not making it. But
what are you gonna do?
Hey, what are you gonna do? Thank you, folks, for putting in those votes. Yeah, it looks like 3, 2, 1. Jeff the Bunny Savior. So that is what we will be called because we are fan controlled here, fan controlled sports and entertainment. You get to make the decisions, you make the calls. And as Patrick said, next week might be. Chances are okay. We looked in our Magic 8 Ball and it said signs point to yes, that we may be able to have some really cool fan controlled news for you.
I appreciate that you talk about the Magic 8 Ball. I talk about it all the time, and nobody has any idea what I'm talking about. There's zero clue.
Is that not a thing anymore?
I don't think it is. I talk about it all the time. I don't think it's... There's got to be a digital 8 Ball, like a Magic 8 Ball app. Guarantee it. Where you can shake 100%. Your phone and be like, yeah, all signs point to yes. I'm going to look at
100% there's that.
All right. What a fun day.
Yes. Thank you all for being with us. We'll be back next week. Until then...